Hey, Brian, coming up the end of this month, it's another big show coming to the area. It is
ClipsCon in
Super
Bristol.
ClipsCon.
Yes, this is the big one. This is the big daddy. He normally has these in June,
Yes.
but this is going to be November 28th,
Yes.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
75 dealer tables are going to be there, Brian. It's at the Doubletree Hotel, 42 Center Drive in Bristol, Connecticut.
Yes.
It's going to be open from 10 to 3 p.m. like you said. Admission is $3. Brian's going to be there with his booth. Matt Ryan's going to be there with his booth. He's going to be doing, he just announced, told me that he's doing Backer Board Blitz is returning.
Nice.
That's where he'll take your cheapy comic and you bring it to the table and he'll have backer boards and he'll draw a character from that comic or any character and then throw it right in the sleeve of the comic book for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he's gonna be doing that. We'll be doing caricatures and a whole bunch more. There'll be a whole bunch of vendors, like we said, 75 dealer tables. So it's at the Doubletree Hotel in Bristol, Connecticut, directly across from the ESPN. So there's an easy wayfinding thing for you. But there's gonna be tons of stuff to check out and do. It's just in time for your holiday shopping.
Yes.
If you have a nerd in your family, or you're a nerd and you want stuff for the holidays, but you don't think your family will be able to find it for you, buy it there. Hand it to them. Tell them to wrap it and give it back to you at the end of the month, end of next month.
Yes.
So yeah, so ClipsCon, it's coming back. The big show. For more information, check out Facebook at ClipsConCT. We'll see you there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Geekonomics. We're back. It's another episode. It is the Thanksgiving show.
Gobble, gobble.
Annual show where we talk about all things Thanksgiving. No, we're not going to do that. Brian's here. I'm here. We're going to have a special guest later on to talk all about Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yes.
But first, Brian, as we always start the show with, how was your week and how are you doing?
Well, Mark, I'm glad you asked. Before we start the show, I have to mention the Goober Gobbler. We always mention the Goober Gobbler.
Gobbledygooker.
The Gobbledygooper, whatever his name is.
Gobbledygooker.
The cock.
Gobbledygooker.
The cockmonger.
Gobbledygooker.
We always mention him at least once. So I felt like we needed to mention him.
I was there on Friday. I was doing. I was at SmackDown. SmackDown was at the Hartford Civic Center, the XL Center now, which was the home and birthplace of the Gobbledygooker.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've talked about it every year. Yes. I felt like
Survivor Series. I think it was 1988 at the Hartford Civic Center.
YouTube it. It's really funny.
It's really bad.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah. I was there like years later in that location on Thanksgiving, like around Thanksgiving time. It was very appropriate. I thought it was I was hoping for some kind of mention of the Gobbledygooker.
They didn't sell t-shirts that say Gobbledygooker?
No, they sold Danbury Trashers t-shirts. Because the kid whose dad owned the Danbury Trashers was there.
Oh.
I don't know.
I
guess there's a Netflix documentary about the Danbury Trashers. So
missed opportunity because I want my Gobbledygooker.
I would have bought a Gobbledygooker t-shirt if they were having it on sale.
That would have been my Thanksgiving shirt. I would have worn it every year.
Oh yeah.
On Thanksgiving.
Missed opportunities.
Yeah. Honestly, come on.
Bad marketing is what that is. Bad marketing.
WWE.
Come on, WWE. Know your audience. We love dumb things.
So, Mark, we celebrated our friend Dan and Afterman's 42nd birthday at round one.
Yes. And his birthday / Bon Voyage trip to go tour South America for his debut album, Nocturnal Emissions.
Nocturnal Emissions.
Yes.
I have
he was wearing a hoodie. I saw the hoodie he was wearing. He said it on and everything.
And he is one of a kind, he said. I'm like, I would buy that. Why don't you?
I guess. I mean, he does have a very awesome Christmas present I'm in the works of putting together. So,
why? What is it?
I'm making a tour poster for Nocturnal Vision South American tour.
I hope this happens because you always do. You say you're doing it, and then I never see it.
I came up with the idea too late before his birthday to actually make it all come out and print it out and everything. But I mentioned it to Claire, and she's like, "You have to do this now. This is like a mandatory."
All right.
The whole idea in my head was going to be like
you have to print it. You have to frame it.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah. I hope to see this.
The background's going to be like the lasers from like when we were in the elementary school and got our pictures taken. That's going to be the background. I have the whole thing thought out.
You need his logo to go in the middle, though.
I know. I got to figure out how to get that because I'm pretty sure he has that somewhere. I just don't know where.
Yeah, or just use a picture of his face that he hasn't.
classically trained face.
His classically trained face.
Yeah.
But we had a great time around one. Never been there before.
I never been there. Yeah, it was a good time.
It was a fun time. I think the place needs more staff. The beer was kind of warm, and it took you an hour to get food.
It was also in the mall, so.
But it was packed.
Yeah.
It was fun, but they need more people.
Yeah.
What can you do?
They want you just to play the games and go bowling, and I don't think they really care about the staffing is probably not a top priority for them.
Well, I hope one day it will.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mark, I did watch episode 1 of Cowboy Bebop, and holy macaroni, that show was awesome.
I am about 8 episodes in to the 10 episode season.
Wow. I watched it Saturday night, watched the first one, and I love the look, the feel. It captures the anime perfectly.
It is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is probably one of the best anime to live action adaptations you can even ask for.
Yeah.
I've never witnessed something that really captured that feel. It reminds me of when Scott Pilgrim came to the movie theater and how they really captured the graphic novel. And this is doing that same thing.
Yeah, it's gotten somewhat bad reviews, like critic wise, like which is kind of surprising. I'd be interested to see what the fan reaction is, like rating wise. But it's like very like in between, like it's like either really like it or you don't like it at all. So
such is life. It seems like everything's that way nowadays.
Yeah.
But I like it and you're liking it. So that's all that matters. I mean,
I know a lot of fans, like I've heard like online, a lot of people are not happy with the Faye Valentine character, which you really couldn't pull off nowadays.
You're right.
Like her costume and everything.
Yeah.
In the anime, it's very revealing.
Yeah.
So you couldn't like do that. You couldn't like put a woman into that outfit now in 2021.
And what woman would want to?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, the anime's still there, folks. You could still watch it. It's not going to tarnish it or take it away.
Yeah, but John's show is great as Spike. It's like he's almost identical looking. Yeah, to the character from
it's really great.
It's a really good rendition, and the CG and everything of the spaceships and everything is very well done.
You know what kind of reminds me a little bit? It's sort of like going back to Firefly.
Very much so. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. You got this ragtag team of bounty hunters on a cool ass ship. It's very Firefly-esque. If you like Firefly, I highly recommend it.
Yeah. I like the fact that they're fleshing out their characters more in this than they did in the anime. Like the anime, they kind of just assumed you knew things.
Yeah.
But they kind of just would tell you later on in the story what was going on. But yeah, the anime only got 1 season. There's only 26 episodes, so hoping that
that tells the whole story. And there's manga too.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping that this will keep going because I like it and I'd keep watching it.
Yeah. So I hope to watch the rest over vacation. And then what else? Hawkeye.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
2 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, they're dropping 2.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
Wait,
I thought it's coming out on Thanksgiving, no?
25th. Yeah, so Thanksgiving Day. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm excited for that. And that's only going to be like 8 episodes.
6.
6.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a quick little one hit, one shot kind of thing.
nice. I'm excited for that too.
And right into Book of Boba Fett right after that.
Right. That comes out like the week of Christmas.
Yeah, coming up around there. Yeah.
Also, Mark, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm gonna beat this drum. Amazing video game. I'm like 5 hours in. The writing is amazing. The character development is amazing. It's like you have choices of dialogue where you can be an asshole Star Lord, or you can be the kinder, gentler Star Lord. You can take sides. You like different things. I highly recommend the game, Mark. It is like playing a Marvel movie. Ghostbusters.
Preview for later, huh?
But highly recommend Guardians of the Galaxy. If you love MCU, love Guardians of the Galaxy, this game is freaking... The soundtrack, oh, it is awesome. It's 80s music.
Nice.
So, okay, real quickly.
Kind of Vice City feel.
Yes, after I just played Vice City, I'm hearing a lot of the same tunes, but they have new...
There's only that many. There's not that many awesome 80s songs.
They have more. They did, and they actually have their own band, Star-Lord. That's how he gets his nickname. There's an actual band they created called Star-Lord. So they recorded a whole album of 80s metal music just for this game under the band name Star-Lord.
Yeah.
So when you're fighting, you can control the other characters to do specials. Then if you're getting your ass handed to you, or you ramp up combos, you'll get a prompt to do a huddle. You huddle, everybody huddles, and they're all talking to you, your Star-Lord, and you have to give them a pep talk. And you can pick 2 pep talks. And if you pick the right one on clues of what they're feeling, they're giving you, you basically, your Walkman shows up, you hit play the Walkman, and it will play a random 80s song while you're kicking ass. And your characters will have like
a power
up. And I heard, hit me with your best shot while fighting, or Rick Roll. It's really awesome. So highly recommend it. And then that's it for me, Mark. How about you? How was your week?
Good. Like we were saying, Cowboy Bebop, watching that. Went to Dan's thing. It was very fun. Got addicted to a DC Comics coin pusher.
Did you sell those cards on eBay?
I did not sell those cards on eBay. I'm leaning towards starting collecting them. So,
but then you have to go
back and find a coin pusher. I know. I've looked online. I thought about buying my own coin pusher. It's been a whole thing.
Weren't you just saying like everybody was so crazy addicted to this, but then you're telling me you're gonna go back and get more?
Not
cards?
Like right away, but
I would just sell those on eBay and use that money to get more.
We'll see.
How much are they going? Like $10 a card? You said?
That's what I saw. Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
You sell the whole pack you got, right? Sell all the ones you got for like $60, and then you take the $60, go back and try to get more, and that way.
Then I would just be like, get the ones I already looking for, and then I could just finish it and then be done.
How many cards are in this? Like 100?
No, there's I think each series, there's 3 series as far as I know. The series 1 cards I don't think exist anymore. Like you can't get them anywhere. But series 2 and series 3 are out, and there's like I think 12 each.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But how much are you willing to spend to get one card?
Well, you don't do it all at once. You go in waves. Go wait a little while, go back.
You sound like the beginning of a gambling problem, Mark.
Well, I'd rather do that than actually go to a casino. So I don't know. We'll see. It depends. I'm on the fence on it.
All right. Sounds good.
Another show I started watching, which I'm surprised you haven't started watching yet, because I think you'll really like it.
What?
Hit Monkey.
My dad texted me that. I totally forgot it was out.
Yeah. Hulu.
I added it to Hulu.
Yeah.
I have it. Is it good?
It is really good. It is. A lot of reviews I've seen online made me think you will like it a lot. It's very Supposedly the animation and storytelling is very Archer-esque, what everyone's saying.
Well, I
So
saw the trailer and it
yeah,
reminded me of that kind of animation.
yeah.
Well,
And
have
like
you watched it?
I have. I'm about again like 7 or 8 episodes in,
How
and
are you
it's
liking
really
it?
good. It's really good. I like it a lot. Jason
Yeah.
Sudeikis is amazing.
Did you? Speaking of Jason Sudeikis, did you see him as the coach at the beginning of that Foo
Yes,
Fighters video?
he's in the whole video. Yeah,
Yeah, that was really good.
yeah, that's really good. Uh, but yeah, no, he's really good. Olivia Munn's character is awesome. A lot of cool voice actors in it. It's very graphic.
Yeah.
Violence wise, not like nudity.
Right.
But,
Right.
but yeah, it's the story is really well done.
Awesome.
I'm like I was kind of taken aback by how good it was. I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting much out of this, and it's all really.
I got a lot to watch this holiday week.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on.
I know. I'll have to check it out. It is on my list now that I know that it's out. I had no idea it was dropping this week. So
I know it dropped like out of nowhere. They dropped the whole series basically. It was all out. So
nice.
But yeah, so watching that, like then I got sidetracked by Cowboy Bebop, which I've been watching a lot. So good. I can't talk about how good that show is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now Hawkeye. So I got to finish those 2 shows before Hawkeye comes out, and then it's a content overload right now.
It is.
Everyone's put out stuff like all at once.
Last Thanksgiving, G4 was announced to come back. G4 is officially back.
Yeah.
I watched their big premiere live stream. It was awesome. X-Play's back. Attack of the Show is back.
They're getting like the channel back too.
The channel is back. Yep.
But like on cable.
Yeah. It's back. It's already back. It's on Cox. It's on Comcast. It's on. It's not on Hulu, so I don't have it, but I can watch it all on live stream. They live stream Attack of the Show. They live stream X-Play. All the shows they're live streaming it.
Wow.
And broadcasting it. So
it's kind of like one of those things I don't like. Is one of those channels that, with the way video games went, like the explosion of like esports and everything, that's like the one channel I was surprised disappeared.
They disappeared right when gaming was getting bigger and bigger.
I know, it like exploded like right after that. And it's like that channel would have been like the perfect, like it was like there before the nerd wave started, like was starting to rise. It was like at the very beginning of the ripple.
Yeah.
Then like it went away, and then like the wave like took off, and now like the wave's kind of almost like, I want to say crested, but it's like getting close to being at its peak.
I mean, I don't think it's ever gonna end with all.
No, but I'm just saying it's just kind of like every other like getting in on the bottom, like getting in on the ground floor is gone. Like that's like now you're kind of like just jumping on board.
Right. But G4 has the history of being there. Yeah, they were there for a long time. Like it's only because bad management, nobody knew what to do with anything. It was just a reruns of Cops.
Yeah.
So there, I'll be real quick. I watched the beginning, like they went on the air, they live streamed it. The beginning things, the G4's back. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you see the Cops logo and it goes inside the Cop. And they're like, yeah, we're looking for a perp. And like everybody in the live stream chat is just like, oh, Cop.
Oh, here we go again.
So they're going through the 2 officers and they see Kevin Pereira walking with Adam Sessler. And then they pull him over like, hey, you're that guy that was on that channel. Yeah. They did a whole thing. Nice. But Kevin Pereira's back. Adam Sessler's back. They've both been back during the whole streaming stuff. But like the shows can be watched on the YouTube channel and on Twitch. And
they bring back Morgan Webb?
No, she was back.
Not G4.
She was back for the reunion, but she's not like
not G4.
There's a new talent that's going to be eventually just taking over. Like Kevin Pereira said, he goes, I want to be here, but he was like, I want to fade away and let these new people take over. And Adam Sessler, I think he just loves reviewing games. So I think he'll be there.
Like the Mark Summers of Food Network.
Right.
He'll just be around for some reason.
And during
this
their preview, people are like, where's Morgan Webb? Where's Olivia Munn? And Kevin was like, she's pregnant. She's pregnant. What do you?
He's also like outgrown this.
Yeah.
At this point.
But she would have been there because she was at the reunion last Thanksgiving. Like her and Kevin they did Around the Net.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I love Around the Net. They did a catch up of Around the Net. They did like every year they were gone. Nice. They picked the video. So good stuff. Yeah. All right, Mark, we should jump into Spider-Man trailer.
Spider-Man trailer. I think it's the first trailer I've seen like a multitude of times and still keep watching it.
All right, Mark, I got a breakdown. I'm going to break it down. Everybody by now, let's assume everybody watching has seen this trailer.
If you haven't, have you been living under a rock? Because you watch the show.
Even I watched the trailer.
Yeah, and Brian doesn't watch trailers anymore.
Dude. Okay. So there are a lot of like little Easter eggs and people are noticing things.
Yes.
Two things I want to talk about right off the bat is we saw Doc Ock's arms in the first trailer, which were rusty. Well, he died in the water, so they would be rusty.
Yeah.
This time around on the bridge scene, we've seen his arms and they're red, and people are speculating, well, it's very Iron Man-esque. And then there's another trailer where we see a close-up of Electro, and he has like the Iron Man, like, whatchamacallit, right here on his chest.
Yeah, I think he's using Stark tech, kind of.
That's what people are talking about. Is Stark tech being used here? Now, this could just be we're overanalyzing it. I don't know, but it's interesting. That why would he have a reactor right here, just like Stark?
Well, it could also be the thing of like, this is like not that universe, not Amazing Spider-Man universe that they're coming from. So it could be like the thing of like they were pulled from like a Marvel type universe. So they like those people have like stolen Stark tech to get these powers, as opposed to like Electro getting like the weird powers by like electricity, like a mutant.
Right. Yeah, totally.
So kind of like Shocker was like not really Shocker, but had like the tech that made him Shocker.
Yes, he looks better.
Yeah.
Right. He has the tech that makes him Shocker, not the old like electric eels ate him and turned into an electric bolt.
So that kind of thing. Yeah.
Just there is an also fantastic look. Now this is debatable. The Green Goblin, we got to see, the William Dafoe Green Goblin, but then we get to see a really fast clip of Harry Osborn's a Green Goblin, Harry Osborn swooping by. Now, he did die in 3. Now,
so did Green Goblin die in his movie, so
yes,
him back.
So what I'm getting at here is this going to be DeFranco? I don't really think it's going to be DeFranco.
Or Franco.
He played
not Annie DeFranco.
Huh?
Not Annie DeFranco. It's James Franco.
Yeah, James Franco.
Not DeFranco, you were saying.
Oh, James Franco, not James Franco.
No, not Annie DeFranco, the singer.
Yeah, it's Annie DeFranco.
James
really
Franco,
fun. James Franco. I don't think it's going to be him because of everything in his personal life, and he has not been in a movie since. Is it going to be a new character, or is it going to be Green Goblin with a different uniform? I doubt that, though.
No, I think it could be just Hobgoblin, but
from a different universe
playing Hobgoblin.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a different actor.
Yeah. Whoever the Harry Osborn is in our Spider-Man's universe.
Wait.
Like pause. That kid.
It's going to be Harry Osborn from the Amazing Spider-Man series.
Yeah, maybe.
That would make more sense.
Whoever that actor was. That would be.
Yeah. That would make more sense because he did exist in that timeline.
Yeah. So there you go.
You don't have to bring James Franco back.
You can bring that actor and whoever that was.
Right.
I don't even remember who that was.
Me neither. But okay, I think we solved that mystery.
Yeah, that's the way to do it without.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, there's a line in this trailer, Mark, where Doctor Strange is like, well, their destiny is to die.
Yeah.
Now we know that some of these characters did die. then later on in the trailer,
Everyone
Doctor
Yeah.
Strange says, I can't hold him back anymore.
Yeah.
Not all these villains that we see have died. Sandman didn't die.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
No, he was arrested.
Yeah. And he
But
apologized to Peter. He didn't die.
Yeah, I think maybe they were saying he died later on or something.
Sandman didn't die. Who
Lizard died.
Lizard
dies. Yeah.
No, he didn't die.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know.
Yeah. In the Tobey Maguire movies?
He was never in the Tobey Maguire movies.
Yeah, he was.
No, he was in Andrew Garfield movies. Lizard was never in. I just watched the Andrew Garfield. I just rewatched Tobey Maguire. Lizard King was never in any.
He wasn't in it as Lizard King though, but he was the doctor with the no arm, right? That he was in there, but not. That's what I'm thinking of. Because there was a scene where he's in the
no
college or whatever.
Yeah.
Or is that the Andrew Garfield ones? I can't remember anymore. I'm confusing them all.
The Lizard did not die. Sandman did not die. And Electro, did he die?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Remember Electro? I don't remember.
So
they're also terrible.
I'm thinking their destinies are to die, but then I think when Doctor Strange is like, I can't hold this back, I think all the villains, doesn't matter if they died or not, are coming in. You know,
like Rhino, like Paul Giamatti's going to show up.
I don't think so. I think we've seen them all. That would be kind of cool because that was a great villain, and
it was like a blip. Not even a thing. We had Vulture from.
We have Vulture from Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland's.
Now Michael Keaton.
He is in there.
He said he's filming right now as the Vulture, which we think is going to be in Mobius.
Yeah.
Or
because he's in Mobius. He's in the trailer for Mobius.
Yeah, or he could be in like a Venom, the Venom 2.
Yeah, the Venom, whatever it is. Or do we get Venom? Because Venom didn't show up in this trailer.
He could be a cameo.
And we got the thing at the end of Venom where he does the teleport.
Venom could show up. I think
there's only, if you look at this thing, there's only 5 villains. And it kind of hints they're going towards Sinister Six. And your 6th villain would be.
It could be Venom. Yeah. Also.
And we all know we had the Tom Hardy
hat thing.
So,
Right. Which makes me believe he's in this movie.
Somehow.
Now, in another trailer, not the US trailer, the European
in the end of the thing, he looks at the TV and it's Spider-Man.
Yes.
Peter Parker. So,
yes. He's going to be
Spider-Man. So it makes sense that he would show up in this movie somehow.
Right. So I have a reason to believe Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be in this film because in another trailer that went out to Europe, that scene where you have 3 villains and one little lonely Spider-Man in this big shot, you're like, that's weird. The bottom, the lizard gets punched in the face by an invisible man. They cut out, they got rid of whoever is up top and the bottom.
Yeah.
And the lizard, he's jumping in midair and then his head just goes back like that. So
back into the left.
That was either a mistake or on purpose, but this was put in there for the European trailer. People have been going crazy with this, and it makes sense that there's 2 other people that are cut out. And
you wouldn't have to even see their faces. They could just CGI the Spider-Man in their costumes.
Yeah. I really believe Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be in this film. There's no doubt in my mind.
Because they don't Spider-Verse it. That makes sense.
Yes.
It's like that whole thing, like with Doctor Strange being like, I can't hold it back on my own anymore. Sets up like either a Mysterio reveal, like Mysterio comes back, or the Spider-Men show up and they're like, we'll help you defeat these villains.
Yeah, I think they're going to help him defeat the villains.
If the villains are coming through, why wouldn't the Spider-Man come through?
Right. I don't believe we're going to get Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I think I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think we're done with that.
All right. I don't want to talk about the Charlie Cox thing anymore. You and John can have your own little battles about the Charlie Cox thing. Stupidest argument the 2 of you have constantly. The Franz-Oscar argument.
It's not an argument. It's a fun little debate.
It's not even a debate. You guys both get so riled up.
I'm not riled up. I just say it's not going to happen.
It's Photoshop.
It is Photoshop.
Whatever. Who cares?
If
he shows up, great. If he doesn't, great.
Great. I do think. Bless you.
Thank you.
Dude, this trailer. I don't want to see any more trailers. I am just ready for this movie now.
Yeah, it's coming. It's not that far away. It's only a couple weeks.
I know. So here's my dilemma. My dilemma is I got a stupid. I got to work that night.
16th.
Yeah, the 16th. I'm hoping I would be out by 9:30.
No, we have to see that late of a movie. Oh my gosh, will you be able to stay up that late?
Dude, I'm gonna be so excited and so hyped. I will be awake. If everyone, I mean, listen, I don't want to make you guys go late. I will go by myself if I have to. If you want to see it with me, great. It'd be great. But like, I feel like I have to see it Thursday night because this movie.
I feel like we kind of have to see this movie together.
Yes, we have to. So I'm thinking
seen every Spider-Man together. So I think it's like a thing.
Yeah. 9:30, 10 o'clock, Enfield, if possible.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the concert should be over by 9 and then clean up is super quick.
Yeah.
So I know there's like 20 minutes of trailers and bullshit.
26 minutes like we had for Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like if I got like a 9:30, I know the movie potentially wouldn't start to almost 10 o'clock. You know, and I can make that.
Pushing it.
Yeah, but we'll
see as we get closer. We'll figure it out. Let's not
we'll
discuss this on the podcast.
I know.
Someone waiting to come in to talk about a movie we saw last week.
Let's do it. I think we've put this. We've talked about Spider-Man long enough. Let's bring our guest in.
Let me bring in our guest. There he is, live from the firehouse.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Jon James, welcome to the show, John. This is Brian. I don't know if you guys have ever met, but
I don't know.
No,
Brian,
sure.
John, Brian.
Well, nice to meet you on the screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
John is my resident Ghostbusters friend.
As you can see, I got a hat.
Yes, Ghostbusters super fan. So much of a fan of Ghostbusters, even like the Leslie Jones version back years ago.
I do like that version.
The female version.
Yes, the female version, which isn't in the timeline of these movies.
Yes, the quote unquote reboot.
Yes.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
To go on to the female version, it's funny. I saw that in the theater with a friend of mine, and the theater, everybody was laughing. I was just like, that was a fun movie.
Yeah.
But my only thing is, I told my wife about it, and I'm like, oh, we should watch it. And we watched it at home, and it was like different experience. Like, she barely laughed. She was like, it was okay. And she's like, it really wasn't that funny. And I'm like, maybe. So like, it was just like in the theater, it was really funny. But
the group experience was better than that single experience.
Right. It's a comedy where the group experience was really good.
Yeah.
And then when I watched it at home with my wife, it was just kind of flat.
Yeah.
But then I've never thought about it or watched it again. It's just it was like a blip, you know, it happened.
Yeah,
it gets a bum rap, but you know, it was what it was. It just took the concept and then kind of rolled with it in a different way. And you know, because of it, we got, you know, Ecto Cooler back, so that was fun.
Yeah. I think the problem, it was just the toxic people going after there being females in the movie. I think that's ultimately the sad part about that, is the toxic men who went after these people for just doing their job. They were just hired to be in a movie.
John made friends with Leslie Jones out of that movie.
I did actually. Yeah. Before the movie came out, I did like a countdown, like on Twitter, with wearing a different T-shirt for like 32 straight days, and during the countdown, I ended up catching the attention of Leslie, and then she sent me some T-shirts from the movie, and then I kind of just come in contact with her. So, actually, you know, I've been friends for about 5 years with her. So,
wow, she's awesome.
Yeah,
Twitter's great,
and she helped me propose to my wife too. So it was like, you know, so that movie kind of holds a special spot in my heart anyway. So.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's how big of a Ghostbusters fan he is.
Yeah, that's a good story.
And I realized where you guys actually have met before. It was at my Jack and Jill. John won the Coors Light sign.
I did. I won that giant Coors Light sign.
Yeah, which my wife was very happy about. My now wife was very happy about it at the time. She's like, "Thank God you got rid of that thing." I was like, "Yeah, figured it would get out somehow," and that's how we got rid of it. So, but anyways, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Brian and I saw it last Thursday. How many times have you seen this movie, John? That's what I want to know.
I've seen it twice.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to see it way more than that.
I'm probably going to see it at some point again this week. But I saw it on Wednesday night in IMAX, and then Thursday first show. So the first time you just kind of taking it in, and the second time is more of a chance to just kind of reflect on what I'm watching, and seeing things that like nitpicking a little bit of it, but I loved it. I don't know what you guys thought about it.
Well, I told Brian, I think I said to the guys right afterwards, I think it's the first movie I've got emotionally, like, I teared up a little bit at the last 10 minutes since Endgame, since the whole Tony Stark dying in Endgame. This was like that level of like, oh my gosh, this is like affecting me personally, and I don't understand why, because I know it's not really him that they're
how spoiler are we getting in this thing? I don't know.
Well, we'll do the non-spoilers version first, and then we'll get into the deep spoilers after that. But
I mean, if we always do our reviews, it says spoiler right in the title. So I think it's safe to say we can just talk about whatever we want.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the movie, stop now and don't listen to us.
What are you doing?
Come back later. Yeah, what have you been doing the past week and a half?
Yeah.
But yeah, so when the whole Harold Ramis scenes happen at the end of the movie, I even got like at the very beginning of the movie when the first couple scenes happen and they explain what happened to Egon.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, they're doing this. They're going this direction. They're going to do this story that I didn't think they were going to do. Because Brian and I had talked about when the trailers first came out, how we were like, how are they going to do this? How are they going to bring in like Egon's family basically without using Harold Ramis at all? He's been dead for a long time now, so you can't just, and there's not much footage of him doing other things besides Stripes and Ghostbusters. So it's like so it's kind of the way they did it, I think, was like impeccable. Like the way that he wrote the story.
Yeah, I didn't expect the way, when you first start watching it, they kind of, you see the character on there, but you don't actually see the character. They kind of block him off in all these different ways. I'm like, all right, well, that's just how they're going to establish the story. But then throughout the film, there's just, they keep adding to it. I'm like, they're going to go back to this. And I didn't expect that, through the, even just the subtle use of just using like a desk lamp, and chess pieces. Yeah. It's like, okay, so I mean, you kind of thought they were going to do something like that, but then in the whole thing at the end, I didn't expect to see that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you kind of like get choked up at the end there, especially if you've been a fan of the franchise.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of what you wanted to see.
Yeah, because I've been not an uber fan, but as big a fan as you are. But it's one of the movies that like shaped my like personality. Basically, growing up was that movie. It was like one of the first movies that I was like, I want to be like all those guys a little bit each.
Yeah, and it's one of those things because it's just a bunch of either smart guys or just everyday guys in a jumpsuit with a sparkly gun.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can't think too hard about it, really.
No.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I mean, overall, I really liked it. It's really enjoyable. I think it was a great like capper to, in my opinion, Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, maybe. But even if it was just 1 and Afterlife, to me, I was like, oh, those are two good movies back to back. I mean, 2 is enjoyable, but
it is what it is.
It is exactly. Yeah. I think as a kid, I enjoyed 2 I enjoyed it a lot. As an adult, I rewatched it and just like, I'm fine with just rewatching 1 a lot.
But 2 was more like built towards kids because it was around the time the cartoon was out. So they're like, you gotta cut out everything. There was no ghost BJs and no smoking. Yeah. And the second one, they added more Slimer, more cartoonish Janine.
Yeah, and I was a huge like cartoon Ghostbusters fan. I loved even the real Ghostbusters, which was a different completely show, which I'm sure you probably know. I had the car with the monkey. So they had the Ghostbusters, and then they had the real Ghostbusters, and they had to change the name because of that. There was already a Ghostbusters property that had nothing to
Yeah.
do with what we are talking about. Anyway, but Afterlife, I didn't get choked up like Mark, which is weird. Like, I thought it was great. I thought it was well handled. He didn't talk, which was great because that never works.
Mhm.
I didn't get choked up, but I was really pleasantly surprised to see what they did. And for me, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so it really kind of reminded me like if they took the Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker and they made it into one movie. That was kind of Afterlife because you had the Rey character who just picked up upon everything, just figured everything out, just like Rey does. And then at the end, you have the Emperor come back out of nowhere. You have Gozer come back, and then you have that battle at the end. And then Rey has the summons of all the Jedi, and then the little girl, he shows up and helps her defeat Gozer. And I'm like, they did the Rise of Skywalker what we wanted Rise of Skywalker ending to be like, and it wasn't. And I felt like this. I'm like, that's how I kind of wanted Rise of Skywalker to end. So I liked it. I mean, I think Reitman did a great job capturing the feel, the tone, the humor of the original Ghostbusters. And I guess he did an opening to a screening on Thursday, and he said that his dad was next to him every day he filmed. And he was going over the script. And he goes, basically, it's like going to work with your dad. He's like, it drove him crazy, but it helped him capture that feel and tone. And I think it comes through. I think it was really well, like surprisingly, I was amazed by the tone and the feel and everything.
Yeah, kind of like took everything, like the things that we were like, whatever, like everyone complained about how, not complained, but people were, Winston Zedmore's character was never really fleshed out or given much time in the original movies. And then in this one now, it looks like he's going to be like the purveyor of the Ghostbuster franchise, basically. So that's kind of cool for me to see, like they've kind of like done that. And then, the whole just seeing the guys back in the uniforms again and everything. And
it was great.
Yeah.
And just cool like little surprise.
And it was like we had talked about when we'd seen the trailer, how we weren't sure using kids basically as the main driver of the movie, how that was going to go. But I think McKenna Grace and the kid from Stranger Things did a great job. I think the kids really captured the kind of quality of the original Ghostbusters more than I thought they would.
McKenna Grace, I mean, she was just like the standout. Her and Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's just an national treasure. He's just good in everything.
Sexiest man alive.
He is the sexiest man alive.
This year. Till he's unsexy next year.
Yes. I'm sure he's not as sexy.
Yeah.
So here's a question I have for you, John. As the resident super fan of the franchise, what are your hopes for the franchise going forward? Off of how the post-credit scenes happen and everything, it looks like they're trying to set up a franchise.
So at the end of the film, they kind of brought everything back to New York. If you notice that. Spoilers in the post-credit scenes. Stick around for those. So it just basically they, Winston, as you said, they fleshed him more out. He's more of a financial like genius now. So he's got a lot of money, and I guess he's bringing, they bring the Ecto 1 back to New York to the firehouse, and then it closes on the side of the old containment unit blinking. So I'm thinking moving forward, they're gonna move the stories back to New York. And then maybe the kids will be back. I don't know how they're gonna plan on doing that. I mean, kids are definitely gonna be older by the time the next one comes out.
I had the thought of, do you think they'll do the like Paul Rudd becomes like the Bill Murray character, like the head guy, like one of the head guys of like the new Ghostbusters, and they like recruit other people to be in like the Ghostbusters.
I mean, it's possible. He kind of played the Louis Tully role in this movie. Just a little bit more serious than
Yeah.
Moranis played it, but
Yeah.
it's, I don't know if they're going to try to bring all the kids back for. I mean, I would especially expect them to bring back McKenna Grace
Yeah.
as Phoebe.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're moving everything to New York, I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
How they move everybody out of that small town back over there. So
yeah, or they just hire new people or a new cast or
I mean, it could be a whole bunch of different universes to do like a Spider-Man thing.
Yeah.
You can bring the ladies in, maybe the cartoons.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do anything really.
You really can nowadays.
Up to Sony if they want to spend the money.
Now, on your second review, your second watch, I know you were saying a little bit, you're being a little bit more nitpicky or stuff. There is a couple questions I have, and maybe with your second viewing, you can answer, because I was like, why would Egon not marry, what's her name?
Annie Potts' character.
Annie Potts' character. They were. I thought they would have been the ones who got married.
Wasn't she with Rick Moranis' character?
Yeah, she was with
they were
Lewis
together in the second
Ghostbusters too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
They never said who the mother of Carrie Coon's character was.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They never
probably know it could just be a test tube or toaster full of slime. Who knows?
Yeah. But my other question
is
ectoplasm. The containment center had Gozer, and it had everything that happened at the end of Ghostbusters 1. So why would Egon take a trap with something in it and bring it to this dirt farm and then hide it? Like, I'm like, wouldn't it have been safe to just be in there? Why are you like even playing with the chances of something bad to happen? He was a very smart guy. Am I getting that wrong? I mean,
at the end of the first one, they didn't actually trap Gozer. They just crossed the streams and they kind of blew her back into her dimension.
Okay.
So then in this film, the mine, the Shandor mine, is the reason he went back there. Yeah, the temple is like basically underground there in that Summerdale or Somerville, wherever the name of the town is.
Yes.
So that's why he went back there. So he didn't bring any ghosts with him, but that's, I guess, where the activity was.
He captured one of the dogs.
Yeah, I think they call it a terror dog sentinel or something in the trap.
So it's like, why wouldn't you put that where you can't get out? Why would you keep it under your floorboards?
No, because I'm
like
saying
this
that
weird
he
puzzle.
caught it in Somerville.
And then that when he died? Like right after he
brought it back to his house and hid it in the floorboards so it wouldn't go back, so they couldn't have the two dogs, and that would launch the.
And it makes me feel like Egon had some like mental break, because he was a very calculating, very smart guy. So it just seems out of character that he had this mental break where he just leaves his family and he's like, I gotta go to this farm. That's the only part that stood out to me as odd. But I guess you had to have
a reason for it to happen.
Yeah, I mean, when you write a movie this far apart from the originals, you have to undo everything that has been done. So I guess it makes sense, but it was just like an odd thing I thought of.
Yeah, they had to like cover like 30 years of nothing happening. So they just kind of like, he left his family. They never even mentioned, because apparently in one of the interviews Jason Reitman did, that he had the kid when Ghostbusters 2 was out. Like, when Ghostbusters 2 takes place, he supposedly already had the character of Carrie Coon's Callie Spengler as a daughter, but they never mentioned it in the movie.
Gotcha.
So, but they kind of like have to backfill all this to make sense.
Yeah.
The weird thing too is I was thinking about it like as the movie went on, and then they showed the post-credits scene, Bankman and Sigourney Weaver's character together. I was like, what happened to that kid? Where's that kid now?
Yeah, Oscar.
Oscar. Yeah.
Like he's got to be at least 30 some odd years old now. He'd be perfect age to be a Ghostbuster. Yeah.
So they didn't mention Oscar, and like they kind of just threw her in that post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I did notice though, on my second viewing, that both her and Venkman were wearing wedding rings. So I'm assuming that's just showing that they got married. So one of the things that like I nitpick about the movie is, you guys remember that Aztec death whistle thing?
Yes.
It played no part in anything. In the movie, so I don't know why they introduced it.
I think it was just a way to put an annoying thing in
Yeah,
I mean, it might have just been a comic beat. But
Yeah,
he blew it right, and he scared away.
Well, the Muncher, like,
The
he was
Muncher.
really scared by it. He was kind of like, just like, what is that noise kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
it scared him at all. I think it was more of just like a comic thing to kind of like trope to get to that point where she starts shooting the
right. And I mean, Muncher basically was the catalyst to get their equipment back in the jail cell. So it was like, one thing leads to another, leads to another.
Yeah, Muncher was just basically the Slimer of this version.
Yeah, because he didn't show up.
Yeah.
I know, but it was kind of like the Ghostbusters greatest hits in this movie. I mean, they gave us everything you know and love about the series. I mean, even in the post-credit scenes, they're redoing scenes that you love. With their modern twist to it.
Yeah.
So it would have been cool to see Slimer, but I mean, Slimer would be in New York.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's just a little weird that they had like the little Stay Puffs though, because Big Stay Puff was just a manifestation of Gozer.
Yeah.
So they weren't actually real ghosts. So I don't understand why. I mean, they're gonna sell like baby Yodas do.
Yeah, that's what that was. That was definitely a toy grab. That's what that was like. Oh,
yeah.
Or a popcorn bucket.
Oh yeah, I got one of those. Did you eat your Ghostbuster cereal out of there?
Not mine.
Oh, you got candy.
Yes.
Wife
made me bring it upstairs. She's like, "You're not leaving that downstairs. It's creepy. Take that upstairs."
The Marshmallow Man was definitely a toy tie-in because I was like, I don't know. I didn't really find like
this was definitely geared towards a kid's.
Yeah, it's a family movie. So
I think it was more of that kind of like slapsticky, reminded me of Itchy and Scratchy kind of comedy, like that kind of.
Yeah. I mean, at least I think kind of a part in the end.
Murder each other and be funny.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a Ghostbusters movie without somebody having marshmallow all over their face.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's all I have to say about the Marshmallow Man. It probably wasn't my favorite thing. If I had a kid, I'm sure the kid would have ate that.
No, that's what that was for the kids.
My wife thought they were funny.
See, that's what it was for. That's what makes it folks
I was hoping there was going to be a couple more ghosts in there too. You know, they did the montage near the end.
He had the taxi driver who was now
a minor ghost, and then they had the bug-eyed ghost that used to be
bug-eyed ghost that kind of like
Ghostbuster toy.
Yeah.
But they thought they would add a little bit more, but I guess I'm nitpicking a little bit.
Yeah.
I would have geeked out for like the toilet ghost.
Fearsome Flush. I was looking forward for like a haunted toilet. But
haunted toilet.
Maybe the sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, cross our fingers.
Yeah.
Cross the streams. Cross the stream. And I mean, nitpicking. I mean, nitpicking. My biggest nitpick of the whole movie is like, how do these kids just know how to use everything, and how is everything still working properly if it hasn't been used in so long? That would be my biggest nitpick. It was just like these kids just like, oh, I know how to use a proton, this pack that I've never used in my life.
I kind of like go off the thing. I think with that, it was kind of like the whole like the Egon in the desk lamp kind of thing. He kind of like was kind of showing her like hiding her everything.
Yeah, it's loosely guiding.
Kind of like
yeah.
Can't show like the whole like training montage where the lamp is like telling her like flip the switch. It's like it kind of
there was no training montage. She just knew. She just knew it. I mean, but it is what it is. Yeah.
She told Podcast to turn it on, and then he knew where the switch was. So
yeah.
Like I said, I think I said it to Dan, who went with us, a friend Dan. It was like, you got to think too, like in the universe of this movie, Ghostbusters is like an historical thing. Like 30 years ago, this happened in this universe. So they were like around, and people had seen them and know like things about them and had seen stories and how their things work. There probably were like toys that kids played with and stuff like that. So it might have been one of those things that just by common knowledge how things worked kind of thing.
Yeah, just kind of got to backfill it in yourself.
They
probably YouTube this or something.
Yeah.
There's a TikTok on showing you how to do it.
It's also a movie. It's not it's like, it's like a how-to manual when you pick up your proton pack.
We're expecting too much out of these children.
Yeah. I mean, they kicked butt. I mean, it was still I mean, overall, still fun. I mean, you know what? Like when you enjoy a film, you have nitpicks.
Yeah.
You know, because you enjoyed it, so there's really nothing to complain about.
You have 30 years of wanting this thing to happen, and then it happens.
Yeah.
You see it, and you're like, well, this is what you probably build it up in your head that you wanted specific things to happen this way.
Yeah. Like my only nitpicky thing was a thing in the after credits at the very end where they show the ecto chambers like shaking and breaking.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, how is that's just been sitting there for 30 years and no one's been keeping track of it?
Do you remember when
no one's been maintaining this thing?
When they
know
called
what's
Ray?
Inside it?
Yeah. Remember when they called Ray and Ray was like, "Oh, the firehouse is a Starbucks now."
Yeah.
And at the end,
was
clearly not a Starbucks.
Just a random place.
I wonder if that ending scene was tacked on later on and they just didn't change it in the editing, because I thought that was weird too. I thought that was an odd thing.
I don't know if they kept it in as a joke and then like the joke just kind of ruined either the ending scene, or it's possible because they had like a year and a half to reshoot and re-edit everything because of COVID. So
yeah, or it was like a twist because they said that, then you expect that, and then at the end you got to see it. So maybe it was like hiding it. Or these endings could have been put on during COVID. Who knows? When they were
like you said, Brian, it could just be like Ray was saying that to kind of like be like, don't go looking, like there's nothing there. Everything's gone.
Yeah.
Got rid of everything.
Yeah.
This whole time just been sitting there. Just you know, Winston had bought it and just been sitting there waiting for something to happen.
So these are just all small little nitpicks and stuff. So but all in all, the film was great. I really enjoyed it. I mean, even the end with the Force Ghost, Egon, and but the way they ended with the pan up into the sky, and
that ending was like such a quick. It was like they hugged and then they panned up, and I'm like, that's it. That's we have a little bit more, but I'm like, that was a weird transition to an end.
Well, they kind of just like ended the story in that Somerville, and then next thing you know, you're just getting like New York post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
But I think it's like them like being like, okay, this story's over, but now we're heading back to where it all began, and it's gonna
maybe that's just
ego's gonna break out of the ecto chamber,
right?
We back at the museum for movie 2.
More Vigo.
More
Vigo.
More Vigo for everybody.
Vigo and Jonas.
Yes. Only if they bring that actor back will I be okay with that.
Right.
Bad accent.
I want, if they do another Ghostbusters, like an original, just give us something brand new with the Ghostbusters, but like new ghosts, a new villain, new everything. Because this is like the Force Awakens. It's like they kind of retreaded old grounds and it was enjoyable. But now I want something new. So don't give us Vigo. I want something new, more modern take on the Ghostbusters.
Because there's plenty of stuff in that spirit guide that I'm pretty sure they can dig up some other random entity that could be the bad guy for this next movie. But interesting to see, like we were saying earlier, if they decide to go with like a McKenna Grace younger Ghostbusters, like is it gonna be like the kid from Stranger Things and the other girl and McKenna Grace and another character, or are they gonna, or podcast, that's the 4, and that's what your next movie is, or they just go like full recast of the 4 Ghostbusters?
Well, Finn Wolfhard's going to be like 25 or something when the next one's out.
Yeah,
so
he was
he'll be an adult.
As we were watching the movie, I was saying that I was like, wow, it's like that kid is definitely older now. You can definitely tell this movie was filmed a long time ago because he does not look like that anymore.
No, I mean, Stranger Things, he's going to be like in college.
Stranger
Things at college years or something. 1993, wearing Bart Simpson t-shirts. And...
Yeah, exactly. Cowabunga, man.
So I would like a new, like maybe Paul Rudd come back, or you have a new cast. Maybe guys and girls. It doesn't have to be just 4 dudes or 4 women. It could be 2 and 2 or something like that. I don't know.
So
I want all dogs.
There you go.
Whole team of dogs.
All dog Ghostbusters.
Yeah, why not?
Cats
watch
be animated.
living together.
Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
Dogs living with cats.
So the movie, we always do a rating. We do it out of 10. We'll start with the guest first. John, give us your rating out of 10 for Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I'll give it a 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's high praise from you.
Right.
It is.
I know you're very cynical of your Ghostbusters.
Yeah, man, I had a couple nitpicks here and there, but it's what I wanted. I look forward to it for 30 years. So
Yeah,
definitely go out and check it out if you haven't seen it yet. And if you watch through this and you're hearing me say this now, we spoiled a lot of the movie already for you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know everything's gonna happen. You won't be surprised. Brian, how about you? What's your rating for Ghostbusters Afterlife?
I do want to watch it again. I'll probably pick it up when it comes out. I give it an 8. I give it an 8. Only because I do have those nitpicks too when I was watching it going, but at the same time, that last 10 minutes, I would give it like a 9 or a 10. Because the last 10 minutes is like the best part of the movie for me.
That's what you're waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, it matches the tone, it matches the humor. I think they did a great job. I give it an 8. I only docked some points because they could have gave the other character something else to do. And like, I don't know, some of the stuff was just like she just would find something and just knew exactly what it was. And it kind of bothered me a little bit, but I have to like put that aside. So I give it an 8. It's still a great movie. Go see it. Yeah. Mark?
I will go with John and I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9 as well. I think it was, like John said, everything that you wanted out of the Ghostbusters movie, you got. It was like, it paid off. It was fan service done right, as opposed to Star Wars, which was fan service done horribly, horribly wrong. But yeah, it paid off everything. And like I will admit, I feared the Harold Ramis part coming. Like I knew it was coming about halfway through. I was like, oh, they're going to do this. This is going to happen. Don't mess this up, Ghostbusters. Don't do what everything else has done to me lately and ruin this. And it didn't. And I was surprised, and I was like happy that it didn't ruin it. And it like did such a nice job of like encapsulating that film and kind of like finishing it off for everybody and being like, okay, it's like they got the happy ending that we all wanted for Ghostbusters. So I was very happy.
If they never made another one,
that'd be fine. That'd be fine. That's a perfect little wrap up for that. I mean, I know they will because it made money.
Yeah, money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This next time, bring back Ecto Cooler. That's all.
Yeah.
They brought Ecto Cooler back for that movie. I don't know why they didn't have a tie-in with this one. It's odd.
They were giving it out for promotional stuff, but you couldn't buy it.
Yeah. And all that promotional stuff came out like months ago.
Yeah, well, all the stuff they were planning to come out, a lot of it got canceled. It was supposed to be like Twinkies and I think Ecto Cooler, but they had to push everything back. So the only thing that really came out was a cereal, and you can find that at Ocean State Job Lot now. So
that's how long ago it's been since they came.
Yeah, it's almost expired. Yeah, you'll see it at Ollie soon too, probably.
Nice. Ollie's bargain basement.
Yeah.
But all right, so that was Ghostbusters Afterlife. All right, a nice little bow.
I know. And now we're going to end our show. And do you have anything you want to promote or anything?
No, just go see Ghostbusters.
Just say Ghostbusters.
You have any comedy stuff going on? Because you do comedy on the side. That's one of your
nothing coming up through the end of the year. But also I work for do some ring crew stuff for Blitzkrieg Pro wrestling company around here. So they're doing a big show on December 4th. In Enfield at the Country Deli. It should be good. It has Danhausen and Max Caster and Aiden English, if you know who those guys are.
Yes. Yeah. So that'll be happening here in Enfield Enfield, December 4th. Yeah. And don't forget, this Sunday is the big CliffsCon down in Bristol, the Doubletree Hotel. That's going on. Brian and I will both be there.
Nice.
I'll have his booth. I'll be over with Matt Ryan at his booth. So come check that out. And everybody have a safe, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, John, for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Get some time. And we'll see everyone next week, just in time for the holiday season to begin. And we'll have Hawkeye review. First 2 episodes.
Next week.
Yeah.
See everybody next week.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Gobble gobble.
Thanksgiving. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, yeah.